What's up YouTube, Call of Duty 4Man 221 here, and welcome to my Hearts of Iron 4 Let's Play. This game just came out today, so I seem like a rookie. I don't know what I'm doing. Feel free to give me plenty of advice down in the comments below. I've done my best to watch the World of War Wednesdays from Paradox, and have seen some other people like Quill18 doing his Italian Imperialism campaign. So I think I got a basic idea, but until you get your hands on the actual copy of the game, then you're not sure quite what you're going to be doing here. So I'm going to be doing a single player, and I'm going to be playing as the United States, and we're going to start in 36 instead of 39. We're going to play with FDR here, who's going to be our leader. So let's see, we have FDR, we have Chamberlain, Hitler, Mussolini, Hirohito, Stalin. You have other countries. Then you have the Delander. So let's look what the U.S. has. We have Home of the Free, so we can create factions, and we can't join a faction led by another ideology, so we can't join the Axis, for example, that aren't democratic. We have the Great Depression that's hurting our political power. It makes our population recruitment in half, which is not too good. And then we're an isolated nation, so it makes everything, it's kind of a very negative thing here. So we're going to be the United States here. And we're going to get this started. We're just going to play on regular, because it's my first playthrough. If you're interested, if you're new to the channel here, welcome. Some things to talk about is I do Company of Heroes 2 primarily. That's one of my most popular series, and I also do Total War. So if you're interested in that, and I also have some small Let's Plays on older Call of Duties like Call of Duty 2, 4, and 5. Anyway, let's get started here. So one of the first things you want to do on any Paradox game is you want to look at the buttons up top here. So we need to pick some research. We do have free trade, so it makes our research faster. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into industry and do basic machine tools. Next, we're going to double down. We're going to do construction. This will make everything construct faster, including some of my factories I'm going to be building. We're going to go into synthetic oil. Now, what this will do will allow us to get rubber, which I don't think we actually have a big surplus of. So that'll help us also. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to go into our armor here, and I'm going to start researching the M2 Light. I think armor is going to be critical for us. As you can see, we have the Sherman and Pershing and T20 and the Patton. Nice. And you have the Chaffee. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So there's your research. You can basically do a lot of things. It's important to get with research, especially for your infantry. Like weapons too is a huge thing to get. If you try to research stuff too early, like the nuclear bomb, you're going to have a penalty. Like, for instance, this is 2 years ahead of time, so it's going to cost us more. Okay, so we got our research done, out of the way. Everything's going to be researching there. Let's go into, we have free civilian factories. Now, I do want to go into my trade here. So you can see where, these are resources we have here for war. We need 1 rubber currently. We're exporting plenty of aluminum, oil, whatever that thing is. So we're going to go into rubber. Let's start the United Kingdom, and we're going to give them 1 factory, and we're going to buy 8 rubber. So what that'll do is that'll get rid of our need for that. So we have free military factories. We're going to start using, let's see, we have 2 more. I think what I'm going to do is you can add new lines. So I'm going to add a line. I think aircraft carrier is going to be critical fighting the Japanese here. So I'm going to get a Yorktown carrier class. I don't really know what the difference is. You can create variants between these two. They look the same to me. See, this one is, they're the same manpower. 80% reliability. This one has a little more reliability. I wish you could put them side by side. I don't know how to do that yet. We're going to go with the Yorktown, and we're going to put a lot of our dockyards. Whatever free dockyards I have, I'm going to be focusing on making aircraft carriers. This is going to be critical for us to win the war in the Pacific. Okay, so we just sorted out that. So we have all our military factories. We have 2 more that we can use, so I want to put them more into infantry equipment. So all our military factories are currently being used. All our dockyards are being used. Now we're on 6, or -6 for that. Let's go into our trade. Let's talk with the United Kingdom again. Let's see, I'm -6, so let's get 16. Okay, so now we have +6 there. Now we're going to click on our national focus here. I want to get towards Let's see, we have the whole thing here. We have we could reform the Monroe Doctrine. Huh, this will give you bonuses and supporting everything. This is so cool. And every nation has a different tree. So we're going to be working on the air support, and we're going to be working on this stuff. We're probably going to do air support to give us close air support on the battlefield. And this is our prepare intervention, and we're going to be probably focusing on War Plan Orange, which is with Japan. So we're going to be focusing on the Japanese, and we're going to make sure we'll be ready for Pearl Harbor here. And it says it cannot. Yeah, it's a limited intervention. We're not going to go against the commies. We'll be our. Oh, this is. You can actually ally with the German Reich. That's crazy. This is probably the Italians. Okay, actually that is. You embargo. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's how you work it around. So our national focus is going to be the WPA. And this will basically give us a ton of political power, which will help us in the long run. So we have good resources now. We have low manpower. We have free civilian factories. Yes, so I'm going to start constructing a bunch of military factories. Some in Virginia, where I'm from. You can see they gave us West Virginia here. They broke off in 1863 during the Civil War. So I'm going to build a bunch of these. The United States, I'm going to start playing this here. What the United States has is... It's basically a large nation here that is not close to anybody. They're not going to have bombers or bases anywhere close to us in the beginning here. So basically what we need to do is just build up our industry and be that big arsenal for democracy. As FDR said, you know, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. We will take down these fascists. It's the last thing we do, and support our brethren in the United Kingdom. But it's 1936, so these guys, you know, they got to get ready for war here. Okay, and you got all these little sea lanes here. So, what military I do have, because we're a very small force. We have our fleet. I'm going to garrison our, get our fleet all together. And I'm going to deploy them. You can see the Philippines is right here. I'm going to bring my units to that area right there. Ready to oppose the Japanese if they try. Now, I only have less than 100k manpower. Great Depression is killing us. Oh, yes, we do have Panama. That's pretty cool. Oh, we have a little bit of Panama. I think we have the canal. Half the canal right there. That's right. It was Jimmy Carter signed away the Panama Canal to the Panamanians, and then Clinton oversaw the transfer. So I'm going to gather up what little divisions I do have currently. I'll keep a little. These are the Sunshine Division. That's great. The Third Rock of the Marine. Okay, I do have some more ships. I'm just gonna gather them up, and more ships are on boss. I'm gonna gather some more divisions. I'm gonna have to put these guys in an army and station them along the Mexican border. Now I don't have to, but you can see all these people I have here. We may invade Mexico. I don't know if I can actually do that yet in this game. I'm just before I start my timer. I don't know if I can actually do that in this game, but I'm ready to have a great time. This is gonna be fun, I think. So I got a timer started. It's like the episode just started here. So let's go into our. So we're researching that. So undisturbed isolation. We can also disarm our nation, which is dumb. We have a disarmed nation here. So we need to change our conscription laws. Like I'd rather go to like all adults serve, but they have to have more than we do. We can at least do extensive. We can't do that if we're not fascist. National split isolation cost. I need to get rid of undisturbed isolationism. He's a communist. Oh, no. We're not going to get the communists on the rise here. This guy's a fascist. This guy's compassionate. The war industry guy might help us when we're going to be building a bunch of these factories here. So that might be good to use our political power on that. Oh, you know what? We're going to get rid of the... I think I may be able to get... I'll need to get rid of the undisturbed isolationism here. I need to have more than 50% of the United States total number of factories. I like how they're playing the radio here. I hope YouTube doesn't put that as a copyright, because that'd be quite upsetting. So you need to have the world tension be higher. I'm actually just going to turn this down a little bit. Let's see, it's in audio. I want my voice to be the primary thing on this video. You know, YouTube copyright's a funny thing. But we're not going to talk about that. We're getting our army stationed. I'm actually pausing. Let's keep going here. So you can see it's kind of cool with day and night cycles. Let's go back into our construction. We're constructing everything quite well here. Maybe we're turning all my civilian factories are. We're giving some to the Brits to export, and a lot of consumer goods here. See, research is coming along. Let's go look at the world here, because this might be kind of fun. So we have the bad guys, the German Reich here. Have the French, the British, Ireland. Now, Portugal has territory down there, so does France. Ethiopia, I believe Italy is going to be... This is Abyssinia was the name of this, actually. It wasn't Ethiopia back then, but... Who's counting? It's modern Ethiopia. So it looks like the Italians are going to be taking this over. In that capital. So let's look at the Japanese here. 36. There's no world tension whatsoever. Now, it looks like the Japanese have Manchuria here. They're born in the USSR, and they're probably going to start... China was not united back then. There's all these different parts of Chinese, including Tibet. Anyway, so we have our fleet station there. We have a division out here. Ooh, we boarded the Japanese here. Now, my question is... This is just day one, so keep that in mind. Do you have to research Marines? I know we have paratroopers, mountain troops. Ah, here we go. We can research Marines. This is going to be critical to keep up with this research. In fact, when we're done, I'm going to immediately research Marines level 1 and start training up some troops. I just don't have any manpower still. So the world tension has to get a little higher. This is Hawaii. Here we have our air base. So we have our various fighters. I've been so excited for this game to actually be able to play it. Now I basically played 20 minutes of Hearts Iron 3 and it was just so confusing I stopped. So we have all our troops in Texas here. Any more divisions coming up? Okay, we're going to make these guys an army. And we're going to assign you the legendary Dwight Eisenhower, logistics wizard. And there we go. You can even change the color. We're going to make him blue for the United States. Yeah, we're going to make him blue for the United States there. Now, I wonder if you can name this. Yes, we can. I think we're going to name this. See, I need to think of a good name. I don't want to call it... We'll come back to that. We'll just leave it as... Let's just call it USA 1 for now. Think of another name. You know, if you want to think of a name and for my army along the border of Mexico, feel free. Let's see, you've got some National Guard divisions here. Okay, so you can do different things with this. We can do a naval invasion. We want to make a front line. We're going to make a front line with Mexico, so we'll basically spread out my forces along this front line so they can evenly do everything. They can basically cover the whole front line. I don't think Mexico is very strong. Can we... Let's go into diplomacy here. Mexico is being guaranteed by me. That's a problem. Okay. How many divisions do you have, though? Can we see? I like how many nations there are in this game. One thing I like about a Paradox game is You know, they do have some DLC, but and it is a little bit expensive sometimes. But you can basically play as anybody. So my decryption is too low to get any information for stuff. They're doing aviation effort. Oh. Germany has remilitarized the Rhineland, which is against the Treaty of Versailles. It's no more than Germans walk in their own backyard, a political commentator Byrne observed. And we completed this, which is awesome. So I think... Do we want to go to war propaganda? I cannot currently, yeah. Can't even start military yet. Okay, that's pretty good. I like the bonus to technology here. Can't do war bonds or anything else next. I could do air war plans. You know, let's go. We're working on the industry right now. So let's do this. This will give us electronic support, and that's artillery. So whatever helps us. I can modify my government now. So I'm not sure who we want to add. We can add, this is our military staff, we have our research. We could get a political advisor. Now we're not gaining any per day because of the Great Depression, and we're researching a national focus. So if one of these guys, I don't think any of these guys will actually give me political gain. He's a silent workhorse. Robert Taft. Oh, but this guy gives us construction of all the things we're doing here. I like that. Let's get Henry Stimson and get the construction. Because we're currently constructing a lot of different buildings here. In fact, I'm going to queue a couple more here. Coastal Fort. Cool. Now, some people build civilian factories. Not that I don't believe in that or anything, but we're the United States. We need some military factories. I need to save a little bit of room. You can see the Northeast is, just historically, the Northeast has a lot of buildings in it. Maxed out in Maine, or New England, New York, Pennsylvania. I do want to be able to build synthetic oil refineries, but we should be. Let's keep playing here. We're working on that, so our research is still 198 days away. I wonder how many troops I actually have. Good, we just got a new military factory online. Up. Spanish Civil War is taking place. We're up to 1936. We have Franco and the Nationalists against the Republican forces. Okay. So we're working on an aircraft carrier. Take a couple off the destroyer here. More of the aircraft carrier. I just think it's important to get that aircraft carrier out. One a year is good for me. Okay, so we have 2 new military factories. We're not even producing any tanks. Not that we can actually make any tanks. One of the things I know that the guys actually said was that you can't produce everything. So I think I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I'll put it in the artillery here. And then any new factories that come in, I'm going to start working on our Air Force. I believe air and naval power is critical in this upcoming war here. So that's good. We have more construction getting done. And we're going to keep researching. Let's go into research here. We're going to keep going down this line to give us improved tools, which helps our capacity. We're working on construction. We're going to make this stuff go really quickly by the end here. World tension's at 4% because of what the German Reich did. The Soviet Union sent volunteers. Maybe we can send some volunteers. I think we're too far away, though, to actually do that. And then again, the Soviets sent it, so... Okay. This is Republican Spain. I could send volunteers, but... The U.S. we are isolated, right? Nothing's gonna happen to us. And they look like communists anyway. So I can't send volunteers because we need 70% world tension, which is ridiculous. And we're democratic. So the Soviets are guaranteeing them. It'll be interesting to see who wins. I would actually prefer Republican Spain to win. That's not historically accurate, but what that would do is it would allow us to hopefully be able to surround the Reich with the USSR and Spain. You know, they can join the Allies and we can take down Italy. This game looks beautiful though. I mean, I love the day and night cycles. You can actually turn that off, I think, if it annoys you. But yes, we're going to become the arsenal for democracy here. We're ready to take on the... These guys are suffering some attrition, it looks like. Oh, they're training! Mexico... We will take the rest of Mexico if we really need from these guys here. Feel free to give me advice, so I'm completely up for it. I kind of... Some I know what I'm doing, it is day one still. So our light tank's coming along, our research is doing pretty well. I think I'm going to put it up to 4 speed here now that I can handle it. I love that construction time is a lot cheaper now. So we have some more manpower. This is good. Trade is looking good also. We're exporting a lot of steel. So that's pretty good. The problem is when the war actually happens, the issue is convoys will start getting attacked. So our exports to the United Kingdom will probably drop. I don't mind exporting at all to these guys here. I have a surplus in everything by a decent amount, and we're just producing so much oil too. What I really am concerned about is rubber, because we're not producing any of it, and we're importing all of it. And then if we get, I don't know where we get this, helps advance engines. I don't know where we could actually, maybe there's a building, and I don't know where we're producing this. Nuclear reactor, rocket sites, look at all this cool stuff we can construct. AAs, yeah, it's gonna be critical. Beautiful, we finished our machine tools. Now, I don't think I'm gonna get bombed, so let's see, so that gives you, yeah, I don't think my factory is gonna get bombed in the United States, so we're gonna go with concentrate industry here. So 45 days for these two things. So I was looking at construction. So we're building a lot of factories here. So you can get dockyards, and you can even prioritize too. Nice, our national focus just finished. So I'm going to do this to help support everything. In Arsenal of Democracy, we can go down this route once the world tension's higher, but we're only at 4% here currently. So I'm going to support Rock Island. Actually, do we want to help our research for our... That'll just help our research. That's worth it, I think. Okay, now we're going to build an AA. And I would like to build one, I think, in the Philippines if I'm not sure I actually control that. I think they're just a puppet of me. Okay, this is Wake Island right here, I think. Yes. Wake Island's going to get some AAs. Whatever that island. Guam. Guam. Jeez, that's Guam. And Pearl Harbor's going to definitely get 2. We're going to give these guys 2. And then I'd like some infrastructure too built in the United States. Kind of nice to build like a railroad across the country, so we can get units back and forth, get some basic infrastructure. Okay, so I'm just going to call this... This is USA 1, yeah, we'll keep that for now. And it looks like it's still tied. Now, are these guys getting any kind of support? Diplomacy. Let's see, the Nazis are sending volunteers, and they're still at war. It goes either way. It looks like they've lost Zaragoza, though. So if they lose Madrid, they're probably going to be finished here. It looks like they're getting surrounded, and Barcelona has been almost completely cut off. You know, if I were France right now on the Maginot Line, I would definitely put some Alpine forts here. You may even have to put some forts along the Pyrenees here. I think that's a mountain range. Kind of sucks we're not getting any political power. Maybe I made a mistake. I'm not sure. We're 21 days out though from getting the tank and the better construction. Because we sure know we're constructing a whole lot all over the United States. So we're getting ready for war. And I'm pretty sure the Japanese are going to bring us into the war. I need the world tension to go higher, so if the Japanese and the Germans want to kind of escalate this a little bit, I'm okay with that. It'll allow me to not have my hands tied so much. So leave in the comments down below what you want me to call this army. And then I'll call it what you guys want in part 2 here. I'm only going to play Ethiopia. Got killed by Italy. Italy now has Abyssinia. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this first part here. I'm going to see you guys in the next part. I'm going to play that part tomorrow to give you plenty of time to put in the comments what you want that first army to be. Hope you guys enjoyed. And in the next part, we're probably going to keep building up our industry and get ready to basically get ready for war. That's what we're doing. We're basically getting our country ready for war and continuing our research. I'll see you guys then. COD4Man221 sign off. Hope you enjoyed.